Today I'm going to take you on a trip to the local greenhouse, but we're also going to have a conversation about modesty. I'll show you what started or sparked this conversation with one of my Amish neighbors and a couple of takeaways that I had from it. The local greenhouse is only a few miles from my house, and I love to go down there to get vegetables and flowers, and the prices are half of that at Lowe's or Walmart or any of the bigger stores. And it's also a family business, and I like to try to support family businesses as much as I can. As you can see here, I'm taking you on a little tour of this greenhouse, and I like to think of this as that, you've got a family putting in their blood, sweat, and tears to build a business. They are taking the seeds and they're growing them and then offering them to us. One of the things that really intrigued me when I came here today, which I have not seen before, it could have been there for the last few years, but it just struck me today, was this sign that is on the door. First of all, I like the way that it was stated. It was appreciated if you could abide by this request. It wasn't mandated. Nobody was going to get kicked out. And as I was walking out of the store, I had said to the lady at the register, I said, I love that you have that up there on your door, because we do need to honor ourselves or respect ourselves when we go out in public. And I've had young girls tell me in the past that, well, I can wear whatever I want. If men don't like it, they shouldn't be looking, or stuff like that. And this lady was telling me, she said, I've had young girls come in here with hardly anything on, really exposing a lot. And I told them, I said, do you realize you're trying to sell yourself when you do that? And what really struck me more than what she said, and the fact that it was just the fact that she was talking to English girls and trying to be a role model for them. I have never heard of anybody doing that. I always assumed that Amish kept to themselves and did not go out and try to minister to others. And in a way, I know she didn't say it rudely or in an offensive way, because that it's just her spirit. There's no way that happened. I've just repeated the words, paraphrased them. It made me enlightened to see that she cared not only about her own community, but other people as well. So that was just a neat thing for me. It also brought up when just last week on Mother's Day, we went to a luncheon, my mother and I, and the lady that was speaking was talking about tending to your garden. And it just made me think of that. Your garden doesn't have to be just people in your immediate life. It can be other people that you meet on the street or other people that you meet at a nursery, and you can minister to them. In the Bible, there's a Bible verse in Titus that says that older women are to discipline younger women, teaching them how to grow in godliness and their distinct relationships and calling. And again, that was her biblical responsibility to do that. And again, I just applaud her for reaching out to someone that's not, quote, in her community. And I totally believe it was said with respect and integrity, that there's no way it wasn't from this person. One of the reasons that the Amish are modest is because that is also comes from the Bible about modesty. And I wanted to show you a verse here. The Amish woman shared with me that God in 1 Corinthians has many passages speaking to women about honoring him with their body. And I found one verse, 1 Corinthians 6:20, for you were bought with a price, so glorify God in your body. Now, she also went on to share, well, I had shared with her how I had met a young girl, and she said, well, like I said earlier, she just, kind of spat out to me that it wasn't my responsibility to not show everything. If I want to dress this way, it's my choice. And if it's making men turn their eye, then that's their problem. And I felt bad for her that that's the way she thought. But the Amish woman that I spoke to said it's also a man's responsibility to be modest in his thoughts and not be tempted. So it's a two-way thing that we work together to help each other to be more godly. I did find a verse that spoke about the flesh, and it was in Galatians 5:13. For you were called to freedom, brothers, only to do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. And there are various Bible verses throughout the Bible speaking about modesty and vanity in the flesh. And I just wanted to pull some of those out and share them with you, because a lot of times people think, our Amish neighbors, they're dressed, in their covering and things like that, but there's a purpose for it. It's not just out of vanity or pride or trying to get attention. It's to honor God is the reason that they do it. I hope you were inspired by this. If you're a Christian, you're modest, that you will reach out to younger women, younger men, and biblically, talk to them when you see things like this, and do it with love and understanding.